Hi everyone, this is your Young People's Love Tap video. I'm tired all the time. All right, let's dig in. Number one, this is extremely common. It's extremely common in young people. Number one, I have a video called Why It's Hard to Be Young, and that covers, a number of reasons why it is hard to be young, and that might be why you're tired, because it's hard to be young. But being tired all the time is not something that's relegated only to young people. There's plenty of middle-aged and older and old people that are tired all the time, and that does not have to be your future. So let me give you some ideas of some of the reasons why people in general are tired all the time. Number one, they might be tired all the time because it's emotional overload. And I'll talk about that in the tips section. Another reason some people are tired all the time is because they're sleeping, but they're not getting quality sleep. That can make people tired all the time. The other thing that affects people to make them tired is they're under too much stress and they're not dealing with stress effectively. Things like anxiety and depression and other mental health issues will also leave you feeling tired all the time. Another thing that leaves people tired all the time is that they're lacking in great habits and skills and practices that would help them have more energy. Dealing with toxic people can make you really tired. Dysfunctional families, there's a whole list of things that can make people tired. So here's some tips to get you going, because I'm one of those people, I hate to admit this, but kind of been known as the Energizer Bunny for most of my life. And that's because what I'm going to cover in the tips section is what I actually do. So if you want to have lots of energy and stop being tired all the time, this is where to go to work, because I can tell you from decades of experience that these tips actually work, and they work very well. Number one, you want to rule out any medical causes that might be the source of why you're tired. So that might be celiac disease, it could be gluten intolerance, it could be related to having anemia, or it could be related to, something that you're eating in your diet that really doesn't agree with you. It could be a food intolerance. There's a number of things medically that could leave you feeling tired. So the first step in being well in health is to rule out any medical causes for a problem. So you're going to want to see a doctor and get things ruled out. So we're going to move forward assuming that you've done that. The first tip is you want to make sure that you're sleeping well. Now, I have a blog post called Pandemic Sleeping Tips, which goes through lots of things that go wrong for people that cause them to not get quality sleep. It's not just how many hours you sleep, it's are you getting good quality sleep? So you might want to take a look at that blog post and make sure that you've got all the checks on doing the things that will help you sleep well and get quality sleep, not just quantity. The next tip is really the mother lode in terms of one of the things that causes people to be tired, and that is growing your emotional skills and abilities. Sadly, most adults are not good at identifying, managing, and processing their emotions, which would leave anybody exhausted. You want to be in the driver's seat for your emotions. You want to be able to pinpoint how you're feeling. You want to be able to process them and manage your emotions so that you're in control of life. And you want to be well loved. You're not going to be well loved if you can't let love in and you have trust issues and all this stuff. It starts with dealing with your emotions in your mind and processing them. These are skills. These are skills you can learn. So you want to put that on your list. Big star next to that. That's important. The next thing I want you to do is commit yourself to growth and development. Why? Because you want to have a happy and powerful life. That means being awake and aware to who you are and how people are interacting with you and how they're treating you and what you're up to. So growth and development is the overall umbrella or the train you want to get on for the rest of your life, because it's really great. I'm telling you, if it's not really fun and good, I don't do it, people. No. Okay, so some other tips to help you get there. Number one, self-care. Got to go on your list. Self-care is great. It will help you feel better. It will give you energy. It will help you look younger. It will help you be healthy. There's all the benefits, and I've got a video about that and a blog post about that, plenty of information That's something that I consider a foundational skill. You want to have that in your life every day for the rest of your life. And of course, you're going to make it fun. So why would you want to avoid that? You're going to do stuff that's fun. So make it fun. The next thing I would recommend is you go to work on self-compassion. That's where you tame the inner critic that's always saying bad things to you about yourself. I have a video about self-compassion and a blog post about self-compassion, and we're not very compassionate with ourselves as a society. That's going to help you feel better. That's going to help you have more energy because, take the bat out of your hand. You don't need to beat yourself up all the time. The other thing that's got to go if you want to have energy and not be tired all the time is you've got to get rid of negative thinking. Negative thinking, catastrophizing, being a pessimist, overthinking, worrying, all of that stuff is bad for your health. It's really bad. If you do those things, it's no wonder you're tired. You want to start being more positive, and I think it would be helpful if you watched my video on the self-fulfilling prophecy, because that should make it really clear that you want to be on the upside of life and not the downside, not the negative side. The other thing that's going to help you is if you embrace what I call empowering attitudes and beliefs. I have a video about that, and I have a video about disempowering or negative attitudes and beliefs. You want to have energy, you want to have empowering attitudes and beliefs because it will help you feel better. It will help you not be so tired and exhausted. The other thing that's going to be very helpful and powerful for you while you're making these changes, because I'm talking about changes to the way you do life, is to have a reward system. I have a video and a blog post about that. Very cool, very fun. They work. I've been doing it forever. I've coached people who implemented reward systems. They actually work. You just have to do a little thinking about the rewards and set up a system for yourself. The next thing I recommend is that you become really awake and aware, because what you're going to notice once you become awake and aware and you're working on your self-care, having a little self-compassion, got a little reward system, you're going to work on yourself, is really become awake and aware, because there might be people in your life or situations in your life where you feel like you need like a 5-hour nap after you've been around this person or in this environment. So then you can start to become awake and aware to how people impact you and how you feel, and how situations and environments impact you and how you feel. And you might need to make some changes. But being awake and aware for the rest of your life, oh, that's very cool. It will really help you have a lot of energy. Another thing that will help you not be so tired is to have really great friends. That's one thing that most of the people, not all, but almost everybody I talk to, readily agrees they don't have enough friends, or they don't have enough really good friends. You want to have really good friends to have energy and be empowered, because what we know is social connections are extremely important for human health. It's just extremely important. It's almost like impossible to be healthy if you don't have them. That'll help you ditch any feelings of loneliness and isolation. And since making friends is hard for most people, I do have 2 videos about that, and I have a blog post about that. It's a skill. Making friends is a skill, and of course you want to have good friends. That means people of character and integrity, no bad people in your life, so you might want to take a look at that. And the next thing I have to say is, I have a whole video about having more energy, because this is actually a formula. To have energy in life, it's a formula. You have to actually engage in things that will give you energy. And part of that is like having a life plan or being up to things. I mean, there's lots of components, but these tips right here will get you started. Make sure you rule out anything medical. It could be something simple like sugar in the soda or food dyes. I mean, like, it's a lot of things that could be causing you to be tired. I hope that's been helpful, because as somebody who has lots of energy, it's really cool and fun to have lots of energy, and I want you not to be tired all the time. So I hope that's been helpful. Let me know how I can help you further. Take care. Have a great day.